Don't miss our very own hobby showcase on the Eldar Lynx. Spiky bits. What's up, hobby maniacs? Rob Baer back again, showcasing two fantastic miniatures I personally painted in the past. This was one of the very first things I started airbrushing when I first picked up the tool. I also did some Eldar Titans as well for my Ulthwe army, and these are the very last miniatures I own of the Eldar army. Now, this is a Forge World kit. I think it goes for about $150 these days. It's way bigger than a Falcon, but smaller than some of the bigger Cobra super heavies. Now, this was recently downgraded from a super heavy status in Duma Mamira's second edition of the book, which I guess rules-wise doesn't really matter anymore. Yay, 8th edition. But it was a fantastic miniature. You can get it with two different weapons, the Pulsar on the front, or what is it, the big template weapon. I forget exactly what it's called right off the bat. Hold on, I got the rules right here. It could have a sonic lance, that's right. So it has the big teardrop paddle kind of type deal. Now, as far as miniatures go, it's fantastically detailed. I loved everything about it. You can tell I have the little veins pinned in here in case they break off. They're a little bit easier to finish. And did some taping to do the extra Ulthwe detail kind of type things. Now, right here, I actually magnetized these bases. This is a tutorial over on Spiky Bits. You can check it out. It's probably titled Flying Magnet Bases there, where we just use the standard flight stand, but the key is to actually tape that so it doesn't split when you build up this superstructure around the stem and add the magnet there, which is looks to be about a 1/4 inch magnet, and then we just drilled it out underneath right there. Now, of course, didn't do too much painting underneath except for the weapons themselves, but as far as colors go, I really enjoyed this product. Actually, I think we did a separate how to paint cockpit tutorials too on there, where you start with like the kind of brighter colors going on up to the darkness of space, assuming that they are in an atmosphere. I guess if they're in the webway or whatever, that would look a lot different. But I didn't know. I just kind of went with assuming they were in an atmosphere there. So you can kind of see all the styling, the rich bone work here. I did a little stripe so you could denote which one was firing. There's double stripes there, single stripes on this particular Pulsar. Now, generally they're fielded in twos, so I kind of picked up two of them, but at the end of the day, once they were a Lord of War, that didn't really work. Now they're in now they're a heavy support. I don't know what they're going to be in 8th edition 40K, but I suppose if we talk about that, it will be a little bit easier to maybe convert the rules over when they do come out. Now, paint-wise, I used Vallejo model color black, highlighting up to black gray, and ending with what they call azul, which I think is a model color, or 110, I think a VAL 70114 was the SKU number for that one. So that's how we got that nice, rich kind of black gray glow right there. For the bone, we used the miniature paints back in the day, which I think was earth to bone to snow white. But nowadays, I'm more partial to the Menoth white base, Menoth white highlight, and then just going in with some white to tighten that up, or even some Ulthwe gray from GW's line. As far as the blues go, I don't exactly remember what I painted those with, but these days I definitely favor a Cantor blue up to a Lothran blue up to an Ulthwe gray from the GW Air line. It's just quick and easy, and I definitely like that. And then here, I think we went up from Mephiston to Wazdaka, and then kind of added in a little bit of orange at the end and dotted the gems with a little bit of white right there. And that's how we did all that. Airbrush wise, we taped this off for these effects and painted this in right here by hand. Also did the metals right there by hand and all of the gems by hand, but everything else was completely airbrushed. I painted this piece separately and then attached it later on, as well as the underslung shirking cannon as well. Let's take a look at the rules for these bad boys. Now, of course, like I said, it is 8th edition, so none of this stuff really technically is true anymore, but it could give us an idea as soon as the conversions for some of the rules pop out. We'll at least kind of know. So 255 points. Like I said, it was downgraded when this book came out from a Lord of War to a heavy support. 12, 12, 11, 5. It used to have the Titan Void Shields. It does not anymore in this book here, which is a little disappointing, but I completely understand it was a little OP. It's got the 2 modes of fire, the special pulsar, saturation, and salvo rounds, or I guess modes of fire. A Strength D AP2 at 48, large blast, or 24-inch Strength D AP2 Ordnance 3 twin linked, and of course you can just equip it with the Sonic Lance altogether for a Hellstorm, which is the large paddle we were talking about earlier. Ordnance 1 pinning Soundquake, and the Soundquake is I think that always wounds on 3 up non-vehicle models, and vehicle models struck by this weapon take a strength 1 hit for 3d6 armor pen, so average of 9, so it would be about 10 armor pen right there. It can deep strike in. There's special rules for flyers, not that any of that really super matters anymore. And it had the option to take a scatter laser, star cannon, bright lance. I just left it with the shuriken cannon because that's what it came with, and it looked good. So I was like, yep, we're good here. It could once per game turn into a zooming flyer and take off and move like it was a flyer at the start of turn 2, but again, not really sure what all that's going to come down to in the new edition of Warhammer 40k. So here it is, the Duma Mimira. This is the 2nd edition. It doesn't say 2nd edition, which was kind of bothersome when the book came out, which kind of may have foreshadowed the coming of 8th edition and the invalidating of all these Imperial Armor books that I own. But that's pretty much it for this one. Thanks for joining us from our little blast from the past here. I'm probably going to do a little bit more hobbying on this model and kind of take it up to the next level and do a giveaway for it over on Twitch, so make sure you check that out. And if you like all of our video features here on the channel, make sure you subscribe to us. And if you also like to support what we do on the channel and on the website, and get a shipment of miniatures to your door every month or quarterly if you like mini armies showing up out of the blue. Oh, hey, what's in here? Check us out over on patreon.com/spikybits, and head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.